Well, I want to get your opinion on the whole Charlie Kirk thing. You can give me conspiracy theories. It was funny because, right? I know can I dox your birthday?
Sorry, yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had your birthday. It's funny because it's before September 11th, which is also a huge, death.
Oh,
and then you have the conspiracies with it and whatnot. But I would love to kind of hear your reflection because I think you saw he had Father Strickland on. He was kind of his wife was supposedly Catholic. There's conspiracies with her.
She has a rosary and stuff, and I don't know.
He had been in church and he had been inquiring. But yeah, I'd love to hear kind of your reaction and maybe if you had some thoughts about what went down and maybe even culture or.
Sure. So Charlie Kirk was killed on my birthday, my 37th year on this earth. Yeah. And it was just horrifying because unfortunately, or whatever, like, I am on X, anonymously, nobody like it, but I know you are. You know who I am. You really are. Yeah, you know what kind of man I am. But so I saw, the video basically minutes after it happened, and everyone was like, don't, like, he's in critical condition. Although I hate to be like this, but I was in the military. I've seen some stuff, and having watched that, I'm like, oh boy, that's going to be a miracle if he survived. A lot of blood. Because, seeing anyway, I don't want to get.
I did talk to a specialist in something. This person does military medical stuff. And he's like, dude, if I was there, I just plug the carotid and you're fine. Like, there's a story. There's a guy. He shot like a 50 cal on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
It blew up.
Yeah, it hit him in the neck. This is Kentucky Ballistics or whatever that guy.
Then I heard he just stuck his carotid and like walked to the ER.
Yeah.
So sure.
I'm
with you. As a doctor, I saw that. I'm like, wow, I saw him lose half a pint of blood already.
Yeah.
I hope they plug that and have blood waiting for him in the car.
Sure.
Which is another conspiracy about like, do they not have that stuff? I don't know. Yeah. He's not a president.
No, he's not. That's the other thing. He's, a lot of leftist people are like mad that everyone's like cares about him and is honoring him. And they're going, he was a podcaster. It's like, he wasn't just a podcaster.
I said this when it happened. I go, name top 5 young, especially for young men.
Yeah.
Name top 5, and you could say conservative.
Yeah.
It's probably number 1.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And this, I feel like I'm just doing a lot of the same talking points. Until his death, I didn't really follow him much. Oh, okay. I knew who he was. I actually, and I regret some of this. Like, I really didn't like him.
Yeah, I don't. I followed him actually decently because we're about the same age. I think he's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah,
and I actually liked what he did because when I was in college, I had that. Hey, you're a straight white male. You know when it comes from a position of da da da. And I'm like, dude, this is just cultural Marxism. I knew that, and so it was cool to see him go there and argue. But that being said, I kind of thought he was a little, pro-Israel for me. He's not Orthodox.
Yeah.
So we had that beef where I'm like,
yeah. I respected what he did, but I was always kind of, peripheral to it. And it's that, to name drop him here, but like, I was really impressed with Sam Hyde's reaction, like to, Charlie Kirk's death, because he
said this is,
well, he broke down a couple of times. Like, it was weird to see him genuinely emotional.
Yeah.
And he even was repentant about things. He's like, I said some really, and he, broke down saying like, I called him some things that were not nice. And he says, cause he wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't based enough. And he's like, he says, and if you feel the same way, he goes, congratulations. That means you have a soul.
Yeah.
Like you, like a lot of like on, I think any political sphere, but people start to kind of purity spiral of like, well, where are you on this question? And you see this like, most vitriolically on the left, but the right has it too, where you've got are you like, what's your scale of how based you are? Are you like civic nationalist? Are you a monarchist?
Vote,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, but the thing is, from what I've seen, he like Charlie Kirk seemed like a genuine person who was consistent and sharp, like very intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's all the conspiracies about like, oh, he was starting to like question all the support for Israel. And some people are like, that's why this drives me nuts, because again, not to keep dropping this, but I was in the military for 8 years.
Yeah.
I did plenty of like combat training and stuff. So when people say like, oh, that guy shot him in the neck at 200 yards, this is obviously a professional hit. And I'm like, any like we were shooting better than that in boot camp, and that's like 3 days of training.
And who would shoot in the net, right? Is there kind of theories that they hit his collarbone? I mean, there's still
there's a lot of weird stuff. Like in my opinion, which is not expert by any stretch, but it's like they were aiming for his head and missed. And whether it like entered and ricocheted off his spine, because it did, like and then, and then on top of that, I'm a hunter. Hydrostatic shock is a thing. So like it's not just when you get shot, it's not just the bleeding that kills you, it's the shockwave of all your like
nervous system.
And it usually blows. I hate to be this forgive me for being this kind of I guess visceral, but like I do this on purpose when you're hunting because it's very humane. Is if you shoot an animal like through the vitals, the hydrostatic shock, if you're using a powerful enough round, will blow the blood vessels in the brain. So it's dead before it even hits the ground. There's no pain. Like it's instantaneous sort of thing. At least we think, because we can't experience what it's like without dying ourselves.
You're talking to a deer. In heaven.
Right. So regardless of any of that, the thing that really tore me up was watching all of the reactions to it. One, like I lost my temper a few times with people on the right automatically slinging their conspiracy theories and being like, this was obviously Israel killed him, or this was a professional hit, obviously, because nobody could make that shot. And it's like, oh, stop it. Like it's the same thing where people would say that when that knucklehead tried to kill Trump and shot him in the ear, and they're like, oh, this was staged, he shot him in the ear on purpose. I'm like, guys,
that is impressive, right?
That is stupid. Like that's just a stupid theory.
And two guys died behind him too, or whatever, right?
That
bullet ended up killing someone.
Well, if it was that one, he fired several times, and Lord have mercy, it killed this guy who immediately shielded his family and killed him. So that man, I wish I remember his name, but
I was going to say memory eternal. But we can't say that.
We can talk about that a little bit. But so seeing like all of the leftist people like celebrating his death and laughing about it and making memes about it and mocking it, it like that really stirred me up. Like again, speaking as someone who's not even a fan of his, it was so disgusting to me. I got very angry. But something that helped was, and this is one of the hardest types of prayers I've tried, and this isn't because I'm particularly pious, I'm trying to be, is I was trying to, every time I saw someone reacting that way, I would pray for that person. Like, God help them. Like, because they're
really, God help them.
If anyone, like, I can't, in myself anyway, I can't imagine anybody that I would feel joy at like their death, like any of them, even, and there's a lot of people I think extremely negatively things like, God help me. I think, but if you're in that spot where you celebrate the murder of somebody, or even just the death of someone,
even the other one that actually drove me more nuts is actually show your true colors, versus there were people who were like, well, he kind of was, they weren't like, hooray, but it's like, well, I mean, he was spreading hate speech on campus. So it makes sense that would happen to him. I'm like, oh, so and then that was Sam Hyde's video. It's like, that's me. Like, you disagree with me. So if I am Orthodox and you're LBG, and I go to campus and I say, hey, I don't think it's a good idea that these people should be going to, kindergarten storybook hour. And if I get shot, you'd be like, well, Michael,
you shouldn't have said that.
You were promoting
that's been crazy, seeing the idea that you can justify, like, well, someone said words I don't like, regardless of how bad you think those words are. Like, even if, like, I'm trying to think of the things that matter the most to me, because I've heard some people say horrifically blasphemous things, like especially about the Theotokos. And it's like, I still don't want that person to be killed for that. That would be awful. I want them to repent. And it's not it's not because I'm holy or righteous. It's like, that is the right way you should look at this.
When I think about the abortions, like, that's the one thing I kind of try and talk to some of my more liberal friends. I'm like, you think that what Charlie Kirk was saying was bad? I have to wake up and know that there's, not in Idaho, glory to God, but when I was in California, I had to wake up and know there's a building down the street
that kills children,
that is killing 30, 40 babies a day. Like you and I don't go down there, and like part of me, I'm worried that when I get to my final judgment, God's going to say something to me and be like, Michael, you were doing nothing when there was a place down the street that was murdering 50 babies a day. Like, Lord have mercy on me. I hope I don't know, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But
like
I try and I'm like, so you think what him saying something you disagree with was terrible? Like that is what goes through an Orthodox Christian's mind when they drive by Planned Parenthood. Like that is what's going on in there. They're literally doing child sacrifice 5 days a week, 9 to 5.
Yeah. Right.
And then if we show up and pray, we're the bad guys.
Yeah. We get arrested if you pray outside a building. Yeah. Lord have mercy.
It just shows the disconnect. And then like you're saying, it's funny because I check in on the cultural posts, Sam Hyde and Nick Flynn, and both of them, as much as they dunked on and ripped on him, they're like, you know what? I feel bad. I made fun of him. I dunked on him, and I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like you're human. I hope. Yeah. And it's sad that it takes us to get to that point. And I've been that way where I've lost a relationship, a friend, or blah blah. I was like, dang, dude, I was kind of a bad person to you a couple of times. Forgive me. Yeah. I should pray for you right now. Like,
I do love, like, I wish I could quote it off the top of my head, but there's some great prayers in the prayer book for those people that like you have a problem with, where you're like, please God, do not judge them on account of a sinner like me, but like by their prayers, save me.
Yeah.
Right. And then same the other way, where it's like, if I've, if someone, that's if like I've grieved someone, and then if someone's grieved me, it's like, help me to love this person, and don't punish this person because of me. Like, have mercy on me and help them too. Like, that's there. It really is. And this has been nice to see, is how many, like, even like evangelical Christians, just like cultural Christians, whatever, like all the different American flavors of Christianity, the people going, yeah, we should love our enemies and pray for them.
Well, and whether it was staged, right? To go on stage and say, I forgive that man.
Yeah.
I pray to St. Elizabeth a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I try and always hit right after church, and I'm like, to pray for your enemies.
Yes. I really loved, and I like that Father Josiah in his video about Charlie Kirk, where he, specifically about Erica Kirk forgiving her.
Did you talk about that?
Yeah. He brought up St. Elizabeth. He's like, he was basically saying he hopes that Erica tries to look into like St. Elizabeth some more, St. Elizabeth, the new martyr. Cause, and if you're unfamiliar, go watch like Patristic Nectar, find that. I think it's called like Erica's Forgiveness. It's something Father Josiah put out. I really liked that one. Cause, and in our parish, even, this was years ago, but Father David did a great homily on St. Elizabeth. It was on the day of her commemoration. And that one, like, she's, I really love St. Elizabeth. Like,
why don't you tell us her story?
If I can do it justice, basically, yeah. So she's like the granddaughter of, one of the, like the Queen of England. I'm trying to, if it was, which
was it, Elizabeth?
It might've been another Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I forget, but, and then she's also like, because, European royalty, it's like, she's, also like Prussian or like a German. And,
Bavarian.
She married like the Grand Duke. And
no, we have that backwards, because she was actually English, where the czars were Bavarian, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Tsar Nick,
and she's both, like, she's, like, she's
because at that point, because they're kind of,
there's a lot of, the royalty, there's a lot of intermingling.
Yeah.
And so she's related, like,
on both ways,
on both sides, from the German side and the English side. So she's very, like, from that upper crust. And I think she was Lutheran. But then when she became was married to the Grand Duke, she ended up converting to Orthodoxy. Do
you remember Alexander?
Yeah, I think it's Grand Duke Alexander, if I'm not mistaken. God forgive me. May Alexander forgive me if I got his name wrong.
He was one that got blown.
Then he gets assassinated. This man runs up to his like horse-drawn carriage and throws a bomb in there, like a grenade, and it literally blew him into pieces. And St. Elizabeth was nearby when this happened, and so she picked up all the pieces of him, and put him on a stretcher.
Grand Duke Sergei Alexandrovich.
Sergei Alexandrovich. Yes. So
I
Sergei.
I had part of his name right.
Right. He's Alexandrovich. He's the son of Alexander. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
So
5th son of Alexander II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And and there is that, like, Father Josiah drew that parallel where she like put all his remains together on the on a stretcher or a bier, and she laid down on top of him, like in sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And Father Josiah was comparing that to that picture of Erica on Charlie's body at his coffin,